What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is Eric, and today is the day. The Batman has hit theaters, and I just got done checking it out. I'm about to give you my non-spoiler thoughts in this video. Look forward to a spoiler review coming very soon, but I gotta just talk about this movie, because this movie, personally, blew me the fuck away.
It's a warning.
I got my Batman pins, okay, that they handed out at the door. So shout out to the theater. Shout out to the Batman giving out some merch. That's very rare this day and age. Did not expect that, so I appreciate that. And I was really impressed with this movie. I mean, there's so many things I really loved about this movie. I'm not saying it's a perfect movie. I'll get into a couple of the little nitpicks I have, but overall, great theater experience, great Batman movie. Is it my favorite Batman movie of all time? I'm not so sure. I didn't think it would be a competition because I love the Nolan trilogy. And I'm about to talk about some of the other Batman movies, give you some background on my fandom. But this movie really impressed me. I grew up with Michael Keaton's Batman. This movie and its sequel, I liked them when I was a kid, but they haven't aged that great. But I still think they're very superior, very much superior to some of the garbage we got. I don't even know now, late 90s, early 2000s, whatever, with the Batman and Robin garbage crap, Batman Forever, all that stuff. Didn't enjoy it, don't own it. But the Nolan trilogy, holy shit. This is what I want. Dark, gritty, more based in reality, not a whole bunch of humor. I mean, this is it right here for me. I love this trilogy. Again, not perfect. There's some plot holes. There's some nitpicks. But this trilogy as a whole is absolutely awesome. Batman Begins, Dark Knight Rises, just a great trilogy. I love it. I never thought that any Batman film could even get close to this trilogy. Now, we still may have some more Batman movies to go in this new iteration of Batman, but so far, I'm super impressed with the first movie, which I'm about to get into. Ben Affleck's Batman, it's not so much that I hate him, but I didn't like the movie. I don't like Batman v Superman. Garbage. The original Justice League, it's okay, get through it, but not that great. Zack Snyder's new cut is pretty damn good, pretty damn entertaining, pretty damn awesome. But overall, I just thought, I was actually happy when I found out Ben Affleck was not going to be doing the movie. They were going to be moving on, recasting him, and kind of recasting Batman, doing more of just a kind of a solo thing that they don't have to stay within the rules and the continuity of the DCU. I was thrilled. They don't have to shove in little DCU universe things in there to show that this is part of the DCU and all the Superman's around and Wonder Woman's around. No, screw all that. Just make a bomb Batman movie. That's all we need, right? I mean, we already have some bomb Batman movies with the Nolan trilogy, but hey, we're going to do another one. Do something awesome, okay? I don't know how you're going to touch those movies or make them more original or what they're going to do, but I'm going to give it a shot anyway because I love this character. Kind of in the same vein they did with Joker, okay? Not within the DCU, and this movie is my favorite comic book movie of all time. 10 out of 10. Joker is amazing. Did the Batman do what the Joker did in bringing something absolutely amazing on its own, not beholden to the DCU, in my opinion? Abso-freaking-lutely.
Police! Hands up! Stay still! Get out of here!
Like the Nolan trilogy, yes, it's really dark. We've heard all that. If you're looking for some fluff, if you're looking for some popcorn, Marvel, annoying humor, DCU has some of that too. If you're looking for that, run away, because you ain't getting it with this movie. I'd say if you like the Nolan trilogy, you like the darkness, you like the more edgy stuff, you know, this is a movie you want to check out. And the Batman of this movie, right from the get-go. Now, this movie hits the ground running. It's not going to have your origin story and all that like the Nolan trilogy. And I think they didn't want to just repeat, you know, we already have that. You know, it's too soon to just do it all over again. So I like this direction. Just take a new take on the character, hitting the ground running. Batman's already been doing his thing, his vigilante thing for a couple years. But right away, you see that scene in the trailer where he just takes the guy, just bam, 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 bam. That scene, perfectly set up. It's so kick-ass.
The hell are you supposed to be?
The whole tone here in Gotham, the darkness and all the criminals, messing around when they see that bat sign in the air and they completely freak out, lose their minds. Absolutely awesome. Everything is just captured so well. Every shot in this movie, the cinematography, the music, I'm going to get into all of it, but it's just so well done. But you really feel tense watching this. You feel like into it, not in a bad way, but you feel like, kind of edge of your seat kind of thing. I mean, it pounds you, and it keeps it going. It keeps it hitting it hard. I know that the movie was 3 hours. I was worried about that. To be honest, when it ended, I wasn't thinking like, damn, that took forever. Not really. I did feel like it was longer. I didn't feel, didn't fly by maybe like, The Godfather or something, which I just happened to watch yesterday in theaters for the 50th anniversary. Awesome movie. I don't know if it flew by like that, but it definitely didn't feel like 3 hours. The Penguin, absolutely awesome. If I wrote this movie, that's what I would have done. I would have had some gangster looking dude who, looks like the Penguin, but he's just called the Penguin. That's his nickname. He's not going to walk around in a penguin suit, okay? When Danny DeVito up in here. It ain't happening. I'm going to make it more real, more something that you would see on this earth that we live on. Typically comic book movies are gonna, can't really hold to that because by definition they're superheroes. But the Batman is not really a superhero. He doesn't have any, he's not Superman, okay? He's not from another planet or anything. He's just a badass human being with insane technology, and they use that all. There's new gadgets, there's new technology. But at its heart, the cool thing about this movie, it is a detective story that takes that approach full on. As far as looking for the clues, trying to decipher things, all that 100%. And that is what's different from this. That's why, they couldn't just take the same type of storyline that we saw in the Nolan trilogy. It wouldn't look fresh. It wouldn't be like, okay, you're just doing another Nolan movie. I mean, what are you doing different? And they found a way to do something different by taking it more in a direction of a detective story. Obviously, you've seen the trailers. 7 vibes in this movie. It's there hardcore. It's just so many genres. All right, there's horror elements. I love it all. I mean, I was really enjoying this movie. There's chase scenes, like car scenes, just amazing special effects. I don't know how the hell they pulled some of the stuff off that they did in this movie, but it's riveting. Just crazy stuff goes down. Again, non-spoiler, not getting into details, but I'm going to mention again because I really love the character of the Penguin. He is absolutely awesome. Love his character. There's also some, the cast is absolutely amazing. John Turturro kicks ass in this movie, not to anyone's surprise. He's such a great character actor. So thrilled with his performance in this movie. That was absolutely awesome. But the writing here and the performance of the Riddler and, everything that happens with the Riddler in this movie, that's where you get those 7 vibes. You get this guy's a freaking psychopath. I mean, but he's got everything planned out. Anything that looks like a mistake, it probably is not a mistake. It's probably intentional. And it's just really riveting. It's really awesome. But, there are scenes in this movie that I can't spoil, but there are scenes involving the Riddler. Punches you right in your seat. I mean, just awesome stuff right here. I think the villains, so many movies, especially comic book movies, like the villain sucked, like Wonder Woman or something, great movie, but the villain, could use some work. A lot of movies where the villain was forgettable. No, not here. The villains are kick-ass in this movie. And, when you have somebody like the Riddler who actually has a purpose for what he's doing, he believes in what he's doing. That's the scariest villain of all. And this movie ain't afraid to let some destruction happen to a point that you wouldn't think, would happen. The way this movie plays out, not trying to spoil, the way this movie plays out, you keep, thinking like, okay, it's not just beat for beat. Batman comes, Batman kicks ass, Batman saves the day, movie over. Not at all. You have no idea what's going to go down in this movie. There's some twists and turns. You just don't know what you're in store for. Catwoman is pretty badass. And then we have some really cool lines in this movie. I like her. And if you're worried about, is she going to steal the show? Kick Batman's ass? Show Batman up? Because, this day and age, it's something you got to worry about. It's not really the case here at all. It doesn't really happen. I mean, she has her moments. If she tries to whoop Batman's ass, it just is not happening. Let's just be honest. But there are some really cool scenes in this movie involving Catwoman, some pretty cool lines. And one line I didn't care for. Going to get that into the spoilers. I won't tell you the line, but just trying to stick to positives right now because overwhelmingly it was a positive experience. Alfred is solid in this movie, but, he's got his British accent. He's just a replacement for Michael Caine. Michael Caine could have came in here and knocked it out of the park, but obviously they weren't going to bring Michael Caine in here because this is a new timeline, a new version. This is not the Nolan trilogy, but as far as I'm concerned, that's Alfred. That's my Alfred right there, no doubt about it. And to be honest, at this moment in time, Christian Bale is still my Batman right now. That could change, though. That could change with more sequels here. I never thought it was possible that could change, but it could potentially change. I'm always going to love the Nolan trilogy, but there are, as far as plot holes and, just things you can point out and nitpick, I think there's quite a bit of that in the Nolan trilogy, especially in that third movie, The Dark Knight Rises. Lots of things that just don't make sense. Lots of things they could have done better, easily avoided plot holes and things like that. And in this movie, not a whole lot. There's maybe a couple moments where I'm like, that didn't make sense, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I need to watch it again. Maybe someone will explain it to me in the spoiler review. But there was just a couple of moments where I'm like, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. Why such and such? Without getting into spoilers, but only a couple moments. And in this day and age, in a comic book movie, 3 hours long, just a couple of questions that might be plot holes. That's pretty damn good. The music was so on point in this film. Not just the scores, which is, already the score is absolutely incredible. Bam, it just kicks ass. It's just right there when it needs to be. But even the song, like that Nirvana song in this movie, Something in the Way, perfect song for this movie. I don't think they could have picked a better song for this movie. Perfectly placed, perfectly when the volume goes up and, fades out at certain moments, just really hits the mood right. Everything in this movie hits the mood right. Great editing, great direction, great cinematography, fantastic movie in my opinion. And it's been a long time since a big budget movie has been fantastic. Maybe The Joker's one of the most recent ones, but that I really, really loved. And I love this movie. And the mix in this movie also perfect. Like I said, you don't ever have anyone drowned out by the music. Like, all due respect, like some of Nolan's movies, speaking of Nolan, like Tenet, that movie that came out last year, has that issue. Like, what the hell do they say? Dark Knight Rises sometimes will have that issue. Here, the mixing is on point in this movie. Shout out Matt Reeves. Shout out to the entire crew. You really did a great job with this movie, in my opinion. I don't know if it'll be number one on my Batman ranking. I still don't know. I have to rewatch the Nolan trilogy because it's my personal ranking. But I think just having a step back and just saying, as far as just filmmaking goes, this is probably the best Batman movie ever made. Maybe I'm wrong on that. Maybe I'm an idiot. But that's my first thoughts walking out. It might not be my personal number one, though. As far as negatives for this movie, the only couple things I'll say is there was one line, like I said, Catwoman had a line that was, kind of a politically driven, identity politics type line that just didn't belong, didn't need to be there. There was no need for it. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be identity politics in most movies nowadays. It's just the way it is in Hollywood. But the question is, are you putting that above storytelling? Are you putting above making a great film? And that's your primary thing that you're worried about. Is that your primary thing you're worried about and not the actual material and not bringing a great movie or show or whatever it might be, then you're probably going to give us some garbage. That clearly wasn't the case here. Identity politics was not high on the list of, what we're trying to do with this movie. What was high on the list was making something awesome. And I think they achieved that, despite the one line that didn't need to be there, in my opinion. And it probably makes some people like that character less who said it, which we're supposed to like that character. So, it's just an unnecessary line. And my other negative is there is some teasing at the end of some things to come. And I thought it was unnecessary and also confusing. Like, I'm like, what's going on here? Is this a twist? No, something crazy here? Someone else behind this? What's going on here? And it just confused me. And then I was like, oh, wait, no, this is a little teaser first. It just didn't need to be there. You didn't need that. It was unnecessary. But that's fine. I mean, it could have taken that stuff out and maybe would have saved a couple minutes on the runtime and no big deal. Like, overall, I thought that it went by pretty quickly. Didn't feel like 3 hours. And I really enjoyed this movie. I have to say, in my opinion, all things said, this movie is a freaking masterpiece. Does that mean it's my favorite number one Batman movie? I'm not sure yet. Wait for my ranking because I'm going to have to think about that. And I'm sure there's some negatives that I missed or whatever that I didn't, at the time. When I was watching the movie, there were some things I might have seen. I can't even remember now, but there were some things I was saying like, wait a minute. Like I said, but so what? I mean, no movie is going to be absolutely perfect. There was a couple of lines that were actually kind of funny, but they weren't stupid comedy written to be. There's something, just little things that Batman might say that you would expect him to say in a certain situation because he's living in the world here. Weird things happen, you know, and sometimes you see something funny and you have to mention it. And it just sounds funny coming out of Batman's mouth, but it doesn't happen a lot. And it actually is a little bit funny, but again, no stupid humor in this movie. Just a couple of moments, maybe you can put a smile on your face and give a little bit of a chuckle. Just a little break from the extreme darkness and terror and insanity going on in Gotham. So I really didn't mind it. And I thought it was perfect. I really did. I thought the tone was right on for this movie. I really did enjoy it. But let me know what you guys think down below. Maybe I'm an idiot. Maybe everyone hated this movie, and maybe it's going to get completely ratioed to hell and back. You guys have a great day. Hit that thumbs up button. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and look forward to more Batman reviews and a Batman ranking coming up. You guys have a great day. We'll talk to you next time.